So I know it's been a while since I've done an update on the garden, and I figured I would give you a quick run around on how things are going. Um, with the coronavirus happening, I still have a job, which is great, but working from home has also enabled me to have a little more time in the evenings and in the morning before I start my job to work on the garden, which has just been really nice. So here goes. Still have lots of jugs out. I think I added about 17 more. All the ones in red have been added in March. Blue ones were added in February. And then here's a couple of the ones that I've opened. I close this at night because it's squash or zucchini. Actually, I think this is green zucchini plant. I close it at night so that it doesn't get frostbitten because they like warmer temperatures. But it's outgrowing the jug so much, so I figured I'd let them have some air. These are bachelor button plants, and these are nasturtiums, which are supposed to be a companion plant for, I don't remember which vegetable. They help repel pests. So things are coming along nicely in the jugs. And then as for the garden, I've done a pretty crappy job of making even poles, but I got enough up to put a makeshift fence up. I've sort of done some loose ties here at the bottom so that they're loose enough that if I really need to, I can loop it off and take the whole thing off, but it kind of holds it in place from rabbits a little bit. It's not foolproof. There are some gaps, but hopefully it'll help. And at minimum, see those footprints? At a minimum, it'll stop my dogs from getting in. This is my arugula. It's getting pretty big. I'm gonna take a couple of the leaves this weekend and put them in a sandwich, I think, from the different ones. These were all started in winter sowing jugs. This is my Simpson lettuce, which is doing pretty well. You can see, starting to get those little curly leaves going. That was a patch of tennis lettuce that I had in a jug, and I just was too tired of separating them. So I just put them all together, and I thought I'll just have them as a nice small leaf salad later on. But that's the tennis lettuce plants. And then there's my 4 kale plants. They get big, so you put them 1 per square foot. And these were also started in my winter sowing jugs, and they're doing pretty good. They're not huge yet, but they're doing all right. I did not cover them to block cabbage moths, and so we may have problems with that later on, but not too worried about it right at the moment. Probably regret that later. The raspberry plant is doing really well. Over there you can see it's doing well as well. These are the blueberries, no real change there. And I know we have a flower. There's the flower. Right there on the strawberry plants. So they're coming along. I did a better job, I'm more proud of the fencing I did, because I actually measured the poles and they were all even. And the reason I could do these evenly is because I had rebar. I didn't buy enough rebar to do the other gardens, and I can't go back out because of the coronavirus, so I've been making do. But this is the makeshift fence. I don't have it locked on this end. I have it so that I have a couple of the twines pulled over, but basically I can just take this off and I can unwrap the entire thing to get to the garden. But really, it's only 2 feet tall. I can lean in pretty easily. These are the radishes. Look how great they're doing. These, I did not start with winter sowing. I directly sowed them in the garden. I transplanted these on Monday. These are my Swiss chard. That one probably won't make it. That was one of the tiny seedlings in the jug, and I thought, I'll give it a chance. These are my sugar snap peas and my little marvel peas, which will be just like the little garden and peas in a pod that I'll eat. And I amended the soil here, added some more peat moss to make it fluffy. It was really dense. So I took the string off and I added more stuff to make it fluffy. So that's where we're at the moment. I'm excited that the garden is doing so well and impatient for things to grow faster and for May to come so that we can have the harvest happening and I can put out my warm weather plants, the tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini and things like that. So that's where we're at the moment. Please come back, check out for updates later on, and please like or subscribe. See you next time.